Hi, this is an instruction video for installing Phantom Serene screens. I'm going to take you through the process. First thing to do is to take the screen, turn it upside down, pull the screen down about 100mm and just move backwards and forwards and it will lock like that. So there's no tension in it. It's now locked. Turn it back, lay it down carefully. Don't bounce anything, otherwise you release the spring. Carefully put your finger in here, pull this down enough to release it, and take the screen out. If you have to, for some reason, if the spring unwinds and you have to rewind it, make sure that that plastic piece goes back in line with the arrow on this end here, so that the long part is in line with the arrow. And it should go like that. Don't bump it, don't jerk that around, and it won't release. There we go. Okay, so the next stage is to drill out these two holes here. One here, one here. They're in the black plastic end cover. Drill those out with a 3mm drill bit. A long drill bit is better. Drill those out. When they're drilled out, put it in place. Use your square drive to put in a square drive screw into there. Stainless steel is better. And that should be in place. The next thing to do is to measure for your track. So you've got this tab coming down and a little notch in the plastic just up in there, and that's where you want to measure from inside that notch to the bottom. So the tape has to fit inside the notch and measure down to the bottom. And measure it 2 or 3 times if you're not sure. Measure both sides. This is obviously not for this window, it's just a demonstration. Measure both sides. If you've got a big discrepancy, you know you've not got it right up inside that notch properly. And it's got to sit just inside there. Okay, so these tracks only go one way because of the locking system in the bottom here, the little lock for the screen. And the way to tell which way they go is that the line should always be facing you. The line, the smooth part, goes to the wall. And the line is facing you. So they will go, once they're cut, obviously not for this window, once they're cut, they will fit inside there. And that's important. Otherwise, they won't lock down. Okay, so now we're going to measure and cut. So we measure, we lay them out so that the open part is facing the saw. If you do it the other way, there's a chance that the blade may catch and tear the whole thing apart. So this is obviously an aluminium cutting blade, not a timber one. So we measure. Little pencil markers is all you need on both of them. So they're both facing away. Both facing away, like that. Now, make sure that the brush is not out. So put your finger in, push the brush hard down here, place it on the saw, make sure the saw is nice and clean, use a brush, put it down and cut. It's always best to overcut. It's always best to leave a couple of mil, 2 or 3mm if you're not sure, and go back to the window and try it, and then come back and cut another half a blade off or a blade off, because that measurement has to be exactly right. It has to be has to be nice and tight, otherwise it doesn't work. So remember, brush out of the way, push it down, and then cut very slowly. Very slow cut with aluminium so it doesn't grab. And that's that. So the next stage is to fit the tracks once you've cut them, and they have to be a nice tight fit. So the track will slip in, the front edge will slip into that notch, the back will be flush with the back here, and then drill a hole through in the middle. There's a little groove in the middle of the track, drill a hole in there, put your screw in there, another screw in there. For a track that height, maybe 3 screws. And then screen. Drop it in this end first. Sometimes it's easier to put the mesh screen up before you put the tracks in, and slide the tracks up. So that's in position. Then take the cover, and that only goes one way. You'll see a big groove here at the bottom, and a big notch out here rather, and this little kink at the top. The little kink at the top fits into the groove at the top, like that, and then just a little pressure up, and it'll lock there, and up, and it'll lock there. And the screw's ready. So you pull the bottom towards you to release. Don't let it go. Pull it down and push away to lock at the bottom. And the brush will be sitting there. If you need to seal against the back, there's a groove, another groove at the back here. You can take this mesh out and you can take the brush out, and put it at the back. Right, installed, finished.